I've got something under here that I'll show you in just a moment. But let me begin the story. It happened in a little village called Brightwood, and it's about a little boy named Ari who was 7 years old. And I think we've got some 7-year-olds. Kobe? I don't think so. And Ethan, yeah. So the little boy in the story, Ari, is the size of these boys. And he lived in the village with his grandfather, who was a lamp maker. And he was very fussy with his craft. He spent a long time in his workshop putting together lamps for the people in the village and people in other villages too who bought them. Ari sometimes helped his granddad after school, and he got impatient sometimes because the granddad wanted everything to be perfect. And that was a struggle for Ari. He said, "Grandfather, why do we spend so much time making everything perfect?" And his grandfather smiled and said, "A faithful lantern brings light in the darkness, just as a faithful heart brings joy." That didn't mean much to Ari. Once a year in the village, they had what they called the Festival of Light. So every family would prepare a lantern and they would take it outside their house, and at sunset, everybody would turn their lantern on and all the lights in the village would be turned off. Ari was really excited and asked his granddad to help him make a lamp of his own. So they worked really hard on making a lamp, and Ari would spend long, long afternoons after school with a little rag polishing it. And as he did that just before the festival, he bumped a tool on the bench into the glass and cracked the glass. He was really disappointed in what he'd done. But he thought, it's not going to matter. No one's going to see it. I'll keep the back of the lamp to the house and no one will notice it. So the festival began, and all the people were out in the street and having a good time, and slowly the sun set and it became dark and the signal went up and everyone lit their lamp. And it created a beautiful glow in the village. People were laughing and talking and eating and enjoying the mood that it created. Suddenly, a strong wind blew into the village. Everyone held their breath. All the lamps flickered. And Ari's, because of the crack in the glass, went out. His light went out. He was so disappointed. But his granddad came over and put his arm around his shoulder and said, "That's okay. If you go back to the workshop, I'll show you how to fix it." So they went back together and they managed to fix the crack. He came back out and he lit his lamp. And so he could take part in the festival and feel he'd contributed. That night, Ari understood what his grandfather was talking about. That when we are faithful in little things, our light shines brighter, bringing joy to yourself and to other people. So thank you for coming and listening to the story. I think I'll put the lamp up on the table for the church service. Thank you.